Hello everybody, welcome back to Pokemon Yellow version. In the last episode, we did literally everything there is to do in the game. And by that I mean we went through Cerulean Cave, caught Mewtwo and the other two things I needed to catch in there, and we are officially done catching Pokemon. All we have left to do is evolve Pokemon that we already have, and one other thing that I'm not going to spoil. And I did misspeak episode because I said that you can re-challenge the Elite Four and they have tougher Pokemon. Turns out they only have tougher Pokemon in the remix. So in this particular game, they're exactly the same, and you can re-challenge them if you want to, and it's still gonna be your best way to get money. But it's not gonna be harder, so you don't have to worry about the fact that it's gonna be harder. And then two, you're gonna get like slightly less XP and slightly less money than it would be if they did have harder Pokemon, but it is what it is. So in this episode is gonna be quite different because literally all we have to do is evolve Pokemon. And so what I'm gonna end up doing is I have withdrawn Bulbasaur. I'm gonna go in Pokedex order, evolve all of these Pokemon that I have one by one, until we hit the big 150 in the own category for the Pokedex. It's gonna be quite the grind, but it's not gonna look like a grind to you guys. So without further ado, let's do this. So at level 16, Bulbasaur evolves into Ivysaur. At level 32, Ivysaur evolves into Venusaur. At level 16, Charmander evolves into Charmeleon. At level 36, Charmeleon evolves into Charizard. At level 16, Squirtle evolves into Wartortle. At level 36, Wartortle evolves into Blastoise. At level 7, Caterpie evolves into Metapod. At level 10, Metapod evolves into Butterfree. At level 7, Weedle evolves into Kakuna. At level 10, Kakuna evolves into Beedrill. At level 18, Pidgey evolves into Pidgeotto. At level 36, Pidgeotto evolves into Pidgeot. At level 20, Rattata evolves into Raticate. At level 20, Spearow evolves into Fearow. There we go, I stumbled. It took only, 7 or 8 Pokemon, something like that. At level 22, Ekans evolves into Arbok. At level 22, Sandshrew evolves into Sandslash. At level 16, Nidoran female evolves into Nidorina. That Sprite though. I don't know how I felt about that Sprite. Sprite was kind of wonky. Via Moonstone, Nidorina evolves into Nidoqueen. I like that Sprite better. It's kind of the same pose, but it works a little bit better for whatever reason. At level 16, Nidoran male evolves into Nidorino. Via Moonstone, Nidorino evolves into Nidoking. Via Firestone, Vulpix evolves into Ninetales. Such a good sprite. I love that sprite. Okay, I need to comment on this. What the fuck is this back sprite? Why is it so ugly? It's like it's just not shaded at all. Like there's so little shading on it, so little color to it, that it's not even like a sprite. It's like an outline. Whose idea was this? I don't like it. It looks like there's just like a bright spotlight being shown in the back of my Zubat. And anyway, I'm done complaining. At level 22, Zubat evolves into Golbat. I love how big his mouth is. Let us get into a battle with him just so I can look at his back sprite. How garbage is he gonna be? Oh, that's way better. Look at that. It doesn't really look like a Golbat in particular, but you know, it works. It works. Yeah, I like it way more. Anyway, now that we've settled that, moving on. At level 21, Oddish evolves into Gloom. Ugh, the red sprite is so ugly. It goes from green to red, and I don't get it. It makes no sense. Via Leaf Stone, Gloom evolves into Vileplume. Oh god, it's still red. Ugh. This is debatably even worse than Vileplume, or I mean than Gloom. Whatever. At level 24, Paris evolves into Parasect. At level 31, Venonat evolves into Venomoth. At level 28, Meowth evolves into Persian. At level 33, Psyduck evolves into Golduck. At level 28, Mankey evolves into Primeape. Via Firestone, Growlithe evolves into Arcanine. Top tier fire type. His sprite also looks majestic. At level 25, Poliwag evolves into Poliwhirl. Via Waterstone, Poliwhirl evolves into Poliwrath, which is a water fighting type, and it's super dope. I just wish he was better to be, more viable, in other words, in game, because I kind of like it. At level 16, Abra evolves into Kadabra. It's not like we haven't seen enough of you in the main game. Via trading, Kadabra evolves into Alakazam, and to reiterate, can't exactly record that very well. Like, it just doesn't want to work, and so you're gonna be seeing this screen instead for all the trade evolutions, all 4 of them. So there's gonna be 3 more of these, but yeah, moving on. At level 28, Machop evolves into Machoke. Via trading, Machoke evolves into Machamp. At level 21, Bellsprout evolves into Weepinbell. Via Leafstone, Weepinbell evolves into Victorybell. At level 25, Geodude evolves into Graveler. Via trading, Graveler evolves into Golem. At level 40, Ponyta evolves into Rapidash. At level 37, Slowpoke evolves into Slowbro. The fact that his tail, like the shelter that sits on his tail, was also pink bothers me a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I just wanted to mention that. At level 30, Magnemite evolves into Magneton. At level 34, Seal evolves into Dewgong. What the heck is this back sprite? Like, I get that his mouth is like over on the right side and he's got like an eye kind of poking out, but like, it's so, I don't even know how to describe this. It looks so weird. Whatever. At level 38, Grimer evolves into Muck. Via Waterstone, Shelder evolves into Cloyster. At level 25, Ghastly evolves into Haunter. I love that sprite still. Such a cool sprite. Via trading, Haunter evolves into Gengar. At level 26, Drowsy evolves into Hypno. At level 28, Krabby evolves into Kingler. At level 30, Voltorb evolves into Electrode. At level 28, Cubone evolves into Marowak. At level 35, Coughing evolves into Wheezing. At level 42, Rhyhorn evolves into Rhydon. And he's still super cool. Look at that sprite. It looks kind of goofy, but, you know. At level 32, Horsey evolves into Seadra. At level 33, I almost said 13. At level 33, Goldeen evolves into Seaking. Via Waterstone, Staryu evolves into Starmie. At level 20, Magikarp evolves into Gyarados. At level 40, Lord Helix ascends to a higher form. At level 40, Kabuto evolves into Kabutops. At level 30, Dratini evolves into Dragonair. And finally, at level 55, Dragonair evolves into Dragonite. It takes forever. He has like the slowest EXP curve in the game. It's a lot. Anyway. So, that finally brings an end to all the Pokédex grinding in this particular game. We have 150 Pokemon that we've both seen and owned. Top to bottom, this thing is full of Pokeballs, meaning we've caught and or owned at one point in time. Everything. This is what my team's looking like after that. I literally just put Titania in the box and kept everyone else out and around. And then grinded Eggy and Pikachu, Chubbichu got the most use by far, just because there's a lot of Golbats and ground rock types. And Friend being part poison type means that he's taking earthquakes, and it's not the most ideal, so it just kind of worked out to where they end up leveling up like a lot. So that's why everything looks kind of as crazy as it does. And finally, this is how much playtime we're at. 104 hours of in-game time. You know, it is what it is. So, you might be wondering, so do you get anything for having a completed Pokédex? Well, first of all, let's actually go check the PC, because you can get your Pokédex rated across the PC. I wonder if it does the same thing as it does in real life. Want to get your Pokédex rated? Yes, Pokédex completion is 150 Pokemon seen, 150 Pokemon owned. Professor Oak's rating. Your Pokédex is fully complete, congratulations! Okay, so that's all that happens there. Let's go visit him in person and check out and see what he has to say about it. TRG away. Alright, let us walk on in. Is he gonna say the same thing in person? Good to see you. How's your Pokédex coming? Here, let me take a look. You have anything to add? Nope, okay. So I guess the that was pretty pointless. But more importantly, if we fly on over to Celadon City, and then we walk on over to the like, wait, what's this technically called in this game? Celadon Mansion. Okay, well if we walk over to Celadon Mansion and go up a flight of stairs. Wait, no, this isn't it. What is this technically? This is the meeting room. Gotcha. If we go up one more flight of stairs. And this is the office or something? Development room. Yeah, that makes sense. So you might remember we already visited here. This is where all the quote-unquote game designers, developers work. I wrote the story. It's great you called the Pokemon, thanks. Me? I'm the programmer. What a surprise! I never expected anyone to fill a Pokedex. I'm the graphic artist. Wow, you finished your Pokedex? Want me to print out a diploma? Whoa, no. Just tell me if you want to print out a diploma. So you can talk to him, and if you have a Game Boy printer, then you can quite literally print the diploma. Wow, excellent. You completed your Pokedex. Congratulations. And then here's the diploma. Player Red, congrats. This diploma certifies that you have completed your Pokedex. Go show off your diploma to the development crew. I already did. Because I'm pretty sure they don't actually check. Like, you don't get a diploma. And so it's just like, do you have the Pokedex completed? Oh, cool. That sort of thing. That's it. That's all you get for filling in the Pokedex. It's kinda underwhelming, I guess you could say, but you know, we take what we can get. So there's quite literally only one thing left that I want to do in particular, and then we'll be done. That's it. So along the way, I've been catching duplicate Pokemon, or we'll call them duplicate Pokemon. Basically, let's change the box. Down here in box 11, I have... Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind. Go back. I like keeping my party members in box 12. Just so that they're easy to... how do we put this? Just so that they're easy to like find. Because if you just put them in any old box, sometimes it's like, where did I put my team member again? So I like putting them at 12, and I've been putting these ones in 11. This is a list of Pokemon that you can trade in-game to get other things, similar to how we got the Mr. Mime earlier, and how you would get a Jinx in Red and Blue. And how I did end up getting the Jinx from Red and Blue and trading it over. So I want to go through and do all these in-game trades. Well, kind of for the sake of being a completionist, and also for the sake of looking at the names, like the nicknames that they give them, and seeing what's what. So we're gonna cut around and do that real quick. Okay, so first off, down here at the bottom of Route 5, below Cerulean City and above Saffron City, in the underground tunnel, like house thing, 8 maybe, something like that. There is a trainer here. And they ask for a Cubone for a Marowak, I almost said, a Machoke. So we have a Cubone right here. Okay, connect the cable like so. Buy Cubone. Now I wonder what we're gonna get. Or not what we're gonna get, but I wonder what the name is gonna be. Also, we traded away a level 20, right? So we should get a level 20 back. Here it comes. Is it not nicknamed? Or does it not tell me? Ricky! Oh yeah, and then it evolves. So I guess if you need to get him a choke, like registered in your Pokedex, this is how you can do it. That's what Trade Evolution looks like. Yeah, Ricky, huh? Thanks, pal. Do you say anything about it? How's my ultimate choke? My Cubone's doing great. Oh, I don't get to tell her that it evolved. It's... Okay, well, you get him a champ out of the deal. Which is pretty cool, actually. Yeah, so we got it at level 20. Since we traded level 20 Cubone. Not too shabby. Its nickname is like kinda basic almost. I don't feel too strongly about it, so on to the next one. So next up we have the like little lookout gate house thing. You know, the second floor of like the gate in between Route 11 and like Route 12, I think, is what the route is. It's to the east of Vermilion City, and it's right before you get to the Snorlax. That's usually laying here. And so there's this guy up here, and he's looking for a Lickitung for a Dugtrio. Considering you can only get Lickitungs in Cerulean Cave, which you have to beat the Elite Four for, it's like, what's the point? It's a Dugtrio. We had that since like before the third badge. Like you can just go catch one. You know, you can literally catch one, or you can just catch a Diglett and evolve it. It's not that hard. Anyway. Bye, Lickitung. I kind of like its sprite. I'm not a fan of... I guess I'm not a fan of the way that things are colored in the Game Boy Color, but I kind of get it, because, you know, limitations and stuff. Alright, Dugtrio. Is your Dugtrio going to be lamer than mine? I mean, obviously it's going to be lamer than mine, but is it going to be named something lame? Good care of Dugtrio. Yeah, we did. It was the worst trade deal in history, but, you know. Gurio, huh? What? Oh, interesting name. Is that supposed to be like a pun on the trio part? But then you replace the T with a gu? Like Gurio instead of trio? Or is that straight up just something that's Japanese and I don't know it? Huh. Don't know, and I'm too lazy to find out. But considering this thing's level 55 because we traded a level 55 Lickitung, it's not too shabby actually. Like, it looks like it's doing pretty good. It's got Dig, it's got Earthquake, it's got Slash. Yo, actually this is a pretty good, like, it's not worth the trade when you could just get your own Dugtrio, but also if you're looking for a like quick way to get a high level Dugtrio, I guess this could do it since you can catch Lickitungs at, you know, level 50 plus. Huh. You know, I kind of like its nickname because it's not basic and I don't know. So, you know, I give that a better than I thought it was going to be. It's pretty okay. Moving on. Next up we have the similar gatehouse thing, but this one's to the west of Fuchsia City, or the one that comes off the bottom of the bike path, cycling road, or whatever it's called. And there's this guy here, and he wants, he wants a Tangela, and he's willing to trade, or no, he has a wait, God, my mind, it's dying slowly. Anyway, he wants a Tangela, and he's willing to give a Parasect for it. Which is really dumb, because you have to catch Tangela in the Safari Zone, and you can just catch a Parasect in the Safari Zone way easier, because it's way more common to find. Like, why? No one would ever do this, except for me. Yeah, I went through the how do we put this? I went through the unfortunate effort it took to catch another Tangela just for this. And then, you know, I could just trade over the Tangela that I caught originally, but I like having a pseudo living dex where I just have a the final evolution of every line of Pokemon in the Pokedex. So like, you know, I don't want to have a full living dex of Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur. You have literally all three of them. Instead, it's like just a Venusaur is fine because it kind of encompasses Bulbasaur and Ivysaur. And then you move on, you just have a Charizard, and etc, etc, etc. I just like that sort of thing. And then for like split evolutions, like later on when you do Poliwhirl into Poliwrath and Poliwhirl into Politoad, I would just have a Poliwrath and a Politoad. So that's what I like doing, and that's why I just picked up another Tangela so that we'd still have one, in case anyone was curious. So he's giving us this Parasect, or this Parasect, and it's named Spike. I wonder why it's named Spike. I kind of like it, because it's not what you would expect from a Parasect at all. Anyway, a terrible trade. No, don't do this. The only reason that you would ever want to use a Parasect is to put things to sleep with Spore, because Spore is a 100% accurate sleep move, and putting things to sleep is OP for catching things. Obviously, it doesn't do as much good anymore, because we already caught everything, but, you know, I guess it's maybe worth looking into, but you're way better off just catching your own. Like, there's not even a good excuse for it, because you can just catch one at the same level, you know? It's way easier to do that, so moving on. So the final 3 trades are all here in Cinnabar Lab. First off, we got this old man, and he wants a Golduck for a Rhydon, which is actually kind of cool. Rhydon, not the easiest Pokemon in the world to obtain, and so being able to trade just straight up a Golduck for it is actually kind of dope. The only place in the game that you can straight up catch a Golduck is on Route 6 if you surf. And so you can, you know, trade over a level 15 Golduck and get a level 15 Rhydon and be balling out of control with an illegal Rhydon, quote unquote. Because, you know, as you should know, Rhyhorn doesn't evolve into Rhydon until level 42. So I guess if you don't want to put in the time to get to a Rhyhorn to level 42 to evolve it, and you just want to use Rhydon, then this could be an alright option. I don't feel too, like, the trade's like whatever, you know, if you want to make the trade, then you can make the trade. It's not like this is an awful trade. Question is how awful is its nickname? Buffy? That's a pretty bad nickname. That's a pretty bad nickname. I would not use this Rhydon even if you paid me. It's got like an alright moveset. Anyway, moving on. We got this girl here. She wants a Growlithe, and she's willing to give a Dugong. Okay. Well, we got Growlithe right here. This trade, probably not worth it, to be honest. Dugong's alright. They're pretty easy to get. The only reason I concede to do this trade is if you really want... I don't know, dude, because you can catch Growlithe right in Pokemon Mansion and then just trade it over, but you can also just catch the Dugong or the Seal and evolve the Seal to a Dugong. And I think Growlithe's just a better Pokemon, so I don't really see a win-win here. Like, you're probably better off using a Lapras over a Dugong. So, does it have a cool nickname to make up for it? To incentivize me to use it? Cezanne! Is that how you say that? Cezanne? I don't know what that means, but it is kind of a cool nickname. And you come with Aurora Beam at whatever level I traded for you at. 30? No, I don't feel strongly about this one either. And so the last thing that we have, the last trade that we have is this guy over here. He wants a Kangaskhan for a Muck. Probably not worth trying to catch a Kangaskhan in the Safari Zone just to get a Muck. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, this trade's just kind of like meh. Probably not worth your time. And that's really all I gotta say about it. Until we find out what what level or what its nickname is. I think I'm kind of scared to find out. It better not be something really dumb. Show me the goods. Oh, look at him. He's a cute pile of toxic sludge, I guess. Hey, thanks. Sticky? Are you kidding me? No, I don't like that name. You get the seal of disapproval from me. But that does wrap it up for all the in-game trades. So I'm gonna throw these Pokemon away and get my team back out, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so we're done. Psych! Anyone that knows anything about Pokemon, in particular Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Green, you know, Gen 1, knows that there's actually 151 Pokemon in the Pokedex, but that 151st Pokemon is unobtainable in the game, normally, because it is the first in a long line of event distribution Pokemon, or mythical Pokemon as they're generally referred to. Of course, we're talking about Mew, number 151. Basically, like, long story short, I live in the US. I've been born and lived here all my life, and I wasn't alive, I don't think, when this distribution event happened. And I've also not really had any luck with distribution events because I wasn't too into it until like a year or two ago, and I was like, well, kind of too late now. So luckily, someone happened to find a save file with their like completely legally obtained event distribution Mew from the Toys R Us distribution, which is the only one that we got in America, and he put it online. So you can go and download it if you want, and then throw it into your save, and that's what we've done. We've thrown a Mew into our save. That's what it is. Yeah, Mew. If you couldn't tell by his stats, Mew is supposed to be base 100 and everything, and also he learns like every TM ever because he's technically supposed to be the ancestor of all Pokemon. And so, you know, his move pool is diverse. He's pretty powerful. And you know that's it. He comes with Pound at level 5, nothing too special. And he does turn up as 151 in the Pokedex. So if you go all the way down, he's big chilling at the bottom. Let's read his little thing real quick. The new species. Is this supposed to be species with an S? Maybe not. The new species Pokemon. When viewed through a microscope, this Pokemon's short, fine, delicate hair can be seen. That's it? Well, anyway. That is actually all I've got. So we're gonna take a look at the diploma, the printed diploma, while we do our outro. And here it is, the diploma. If you might have noticed that when we were reading it out from having whoever the guy at the top of the room is, he's like, here's your diploma. He only gives you like the top portion, and you might have noticed that there was no bottom border, and so when you print it, you actually get the full picture, and you find out that there's an actual picture underneath it. It tells you your playtime, which is pretty cool. Regardless, this is the end of the LP, which is kind of crazy. For one hand, or on one hand, I thought that it was going to take longer. Like, even at 30 minutes an episode, I was thinking it was probably going to take like at least more than 50 episodes, and I was probably ballparking around 60 to 70. But it turns out that Gen 1's a little bit shorter than I gave it credit for, than I remembered it being. And especially when you don't have to do any of the remake stuff, like with the Sevi Islands and stuff like that. So that definitely plays a part in it. And for 2, this is something I wanted to do for a long time. Like it's been kind of in the back of my mind where it's like I want to do a true as you can get 100% run of a Pokemon game, and I'll record it and upload it to YouTube, make it a more or less digestible way to have someone else follow along, right? The whole goal with this is not to be the best at it, not to make money with it. I like to play games, and I like to 100% games, and if the way that I go about it can help make someone else's life easier with like organizing and checklisting and making sure that they're doing everything correctly, and they're not missing anything, then that's that I kind of want to share. So that was like the whole point of me making this Let's Play, and I'm glad I finally got to finish it, because it's been like a few month long process. It's been like 5 months of on and off recording in between college and other such busy things. So it's been a fun ride. I do hope to eventually do other games. So next on the bucket list would be Pokemon Crystal. And then from there, obviously, Gen 3. And I do want to do the remakes as its own separate thing. So like Fire Red, Leaf Green, I'd prefer to do those as well. Like, even though I've already done Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green are different enough that like the remakes of any of the Pokemon games are different enough that I think they warrant their own series. And especially because then we can compare and contrast. And Gen 1, Gen 2 in particular are just so different from Gen 3 onward that I think it works really well. So with that said, thoughts on the project. I was kind of dreading, like dreading in the sense that Generation 1 is so buggy, right? It's kind of a mess on the game mechanics side of things, and then the limited inventory is my biggest problem with it, and I've complained about it probably too much. It ended up not being nearly as bad as I was expecting it to be, because one of the things about going for all hidden items and trying to hoard all the TMs is that I was expecting my PC to fill up real quick, and then I was gonna have to be sacrificing things left and right. We didn't really run into that until the end, when there was just straight up too many TMs, because there's 50 TMs in the game. And then you only have 50 slots in your PC to store items, plus the 20 in your inventory. And I like to keep my inventory as clear as possible, so then it just was like, okay, well, we're going to have to start selling some TMs and stuff. And that it was all right. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Gen 1 in general, for as buggy as it is and as weird as it is, as someone that started playing, I literally, my first games, by the way, were Fire Red and Leaf Green. Those were my first Pokemon games. And so I'm very familiar with Kanto and the storyline of this particular region, but I'm not overly familiar with Generation 1 in particular, like all the little ins and outs of it. So that's why a lot of things kind of caught me off guard sometimes. Or it was like, oh, you use Hyper Beam and it kills, and then you don't have to recharge next turn. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it? Or a bug being super effective on poison and vice versa is super weird to me. I, I was like, I don't believe this. And it turned out to be true. So, there's a lot of things like that that are kind of cool, but also kind of annoying to deal with. But it was kind of interesting to play Pokemon in a time before nature's abilities and all those other things that they kind of just added in throughout the years. Because, the Gen 3 remakes have all the Gen 3 mechanics attached to them. So everything has abilities, everything has natures. There's EVs instead of DVs, EVs and IVs. And, some other things like that. Gen 1 in total, not my first choice. Like, I don't think I'll ever really want to come back and replay these games because they're just so antiquated at this point that it's probably I'd rather just replay the remakes. Um, but that being said, it was a fun time. It's still Pokemon at its core. It's not like Let's Go or Gen 8 where I'm like, this is almost not recognizable as Pokemon to me anymore. Sure, you're still catching Pokemon, but Let's Go in particular, just like it somehow made the game more basic than Gen 1 was, in terms of like battling. And that's like half the fun for me is having depth in the battling system. And it's like the candies, uh the weird like fusion of Pokemon Go with Kanto, like a mainline Pokemon game, didn't work for me. I didn't like it. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it, or that's gonna do it for all my thoughts and things. So for the last time in this particular LP, if you like the video, please hit like. And if you really like the video, consider subscribing. And if you dislike the video, hit dislike. And otherwise, hopefully I'll see some people in the next LP if that ever comes. Peace.